Alright, so I just want to do a quick rant about Helldivers 2. I've been playing this game since release, and the devs have been doing a lot of work on it. They've been doing some bug fixes, working on performance. They've been trying to add a lot of stuff to the game, but a lot of the stuff they've added, like new biomes and objectives, it comes out real buggy, like new enemies too. They come out real buggy and broken. They need to be taken out of the game for a couple months and then fixed. So we're missing out on new content. And then there's also the weapon balance. It just feels like most of the weapons don't have enough ammo or power. And the main thing that I noticed today is the enemy horde spawns. I was playing on max difficulty since the new Warbond came out, and I've noticed that every single game, no player I've played with, including me, has been able to hit 700, 800, 900 or 1,000 kills. It's just not possible anymore in the game. So the game over the past year now has started spawning a lot less enemies, and it does kind of feel like there's a lot of enemies because we're getting a much smaller amount of enemies on screen, but they're all heavily armored enemies, and the big spongy guys, and the heavy elite units, the chargers, the bile titans, the impalers. So I'm just confused, like what the fuck is happening to this game? We used to be killing thousands of enemies per mission. Even throughout all of the nerfs and the bullshit, people were still playing. We were still trying to get those high kill counts. People were still trying to get crazy clips with melee weapons, but the devs nerfed melee weapons. They nerfed and completely broke fire last year, so now fire doesn't even work properly in the game. Sometimes gas doesn't even work properly. I think if too many enemies are gassed, it's not going to work on the next few. There's so many stratagems and weapons that are just underpowered and weak for no reason. Like I was trying to use my sentry turrets all day today, and even if a single enemy comes up and hits it once or twice, the sentry turret is done. So once you call in that thing, it's your soldier. Like you gotta babysit your turrets in this game. And even when you use the cool stuff that they added to the game, like the mech and the vehicle, and yeah, we have mechs, but the armor is lacking on the mech. Small bugs could kill it too fast. It's described as heavily armored, but it only has medium and light armor plating. Then we have the FRV, the vehicle. Everybody was dying to get and drive, but the vehicle's buggy and jank as fuck. It flops over tiny pebbles and then explodes out of nowhere. Sometimes it could take a lot of damage, but other times it could just take a few hits and then fly off into the sunset. There's also a lot of bugs in the game, like bugs with arc weapons, not being able to shoot past bushes. I used my ultimatum grenade pistol earlier, and I couldn't shoot past a bush. I exploded the bush right in front of me, and it was like a small medium bush, like at my hip height. Did I mention arc weapons not being able to shoot around like rocks and terrain and bushes, foliage and stuff? Invisible bug bodies are always getting in your way when you kill them, like the big bugs, the spewers, chargers, bile titans. They fall and die. There's like weird invisible walls around their body. You get stuck around it. If they fall on top of you or near you, you get stuck inside the invisible wall. It's just, there's a lot of jank in this game, and the devs haven't been fixing it since the game release. They fixed a few stuff, but the bugs always come back. But I don't know, man. Since the game release, I think the devs had a great chance to even out all the weapons, make them all really fun and really unique. And instead, they just nerfed the strongest guns to bring them down to the level of the other guns. And also another big thing that's been bothering me is stratagems being sold in Warbonds. Like, I get it, the currency, you could earn free currency in game, but there's just a special thing to getting a stratagem through an MO as a reward. You know, you do a major order, you work a month or two really hard for something with the community, and you get a real cool stratagem as a reward. Almost every single stratagem in this game has started being sold in Warbonds instead of being given as MO rewards. And we got a DSS too. The DSS needs a bunch of resources to work, and the abilities fucking suck. And there's also this big argument in the community about grunt fantasy versus power fantasy that the devs started when they started talking about grunt fantasy at a conference a while ago, and that's part of what made the game so great. I think a good grunt fantasy to compare this game to is Star Wars Battlefront 2, where you die a shitload of times, you're weak as fuck, but you have a lot of soldiers and you have really good guns. Especially the minigun guy, which is, yeah, just another example of Arrowhead not really doing the grunt fantasy right, because in Battlefront 2, you can move around with the minigun, but you also have a minigun mod to either keep you in place or give you more movement for either more firepower or less firepower, depending on your playstyle, whatever you want. And you know, I like the new minigun, but it's got to have a little something else to it. It feels like it's missing something. Maybe add a little extra movement to it. Add some more ammo. It's the max 1000 minigun. Give it 1000 rounds instead of 750. Give it a nice crisp 1000. Maybe give it a little bit of heavy armor penetration so you could slowly take out charges and bile titans without having to navigate to shoot their weak spot with a fucking minigun in your hands. There's just a lot of stuff that would add a fun factor to so many things in this game that Arrowhead misses out on. I really want it to be good, and I don't think I'll drop it until a better version of Helldivers comes out by other developers. If Arrowhead comes out with another game, even if it looks kind of good, I'm not gonna play it because I already know what's gonna happen down the line. There's going to be a lot of nerfs. There's going to be performance dips. It's just going to go down in quality. Just annoyed. The game is feeling jank. It's buggy. We got to downgrade in enemy spawns. We're getting secret enemy buffs. Half the weapons in the game are either underpowered or just don't work right. So yeah, just feeling mixed about the game right now. I don't know what's going on with this game.